Hey you, are you wasting your time on social media again? Your brothers and sisters in Islam Net from Norway are establishing a masjid, a dawah center. Establishing a masjid to convey the message of Islam is one of the best deeds a Muslim can do. There's a huge need for it in Norway. You know this and I know this. So that makes the reward even greater. So give generously and Allah Azza wa Jal will give you even more. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you guys doing? Recently, two Islamic speakers tried to come to the United Kingdom to do some speaking tours here in the United Kingdom to see their followers and their fans and their people, to discuss with them and so on and so forth. Mufti Munir and Muhammad Hablas, two very famous and prominent Islamic speakers across the world. And they were blocked from doing so because of the following intervention by the media of all people. And not just the media, by the way, I should add. It was also the far-right media, a channel called GB News, a channel characterized by its sentiments, anti-Muslim and anti-immigration sentiments. You can even call it, and some have called it, racist sentiments. But they have, in fact, exposed themselves and exposed the interplay between the far-right now and the governments of Western countries. Let's take a look at this and respond in kind.
As regular viewers will know, my show has revealed that radical Islamic preachers are on their way to Britain. One of them, Mohammed Hablos, is banned in the Netherlands and Germany for being too extreme. He's reportedly supported violence carried out by Hamas and urged others to do the same. Mufti Munir is the other one. He is on record spouting anti-Semitic rhetoric and discussing stoning adulterers in graphic detail. We sent the Home Office loads of video clips of these two preachers.
Well, this man is grandstanding, his showboating. The first thing I will say is you have prompted me to look at your content, and I found that you've said some defamatory things about myself. And as such, I've instructed legal counsel to take you to court. You're going to be going to court, my friends, just like other people that I have taken to court. As you know, I'm a very litigious man. I've taken Douglas Murray to court, I've taken the Spectator to court, taken the Telegraph to court, taken Tommy Robinson to court, taken many people to court, and I've taken people to court in different countries. And yes, there will be a response, because this, we have to understand as Muslim people, right? And I know many Muslims are watching this, and I know many non-Muslims are watching this, but as Muslim people now, we are under severe attack. We are under severe attack, especially after the ascendancy of the far right and Donald Trump in the United States of America. This is a fact now. There's no question about it. We are under severe attack. We are being abused on many different grounds. And look, the irony of this all is that this is meant to be a channel that talks about freedom of speech and expression. But it seems to be that the far right wants to allow freedom of speech and expression to exist in all things that are antithetical to its own purposes, which are anti-Islamic and or anti-immigrant purposes. In other words, you're selective in your understanding of freedom of speech and expression. Why would you want to celebrate in grandiose form, grandstanding form, why would you want to celebrate blocking somebody who is antithetical, has antithetical belief systems to yours? Why would you want to celebrate blocking them from exercising freedom of speech, so long as they do not call to violence, which in these two men's case, they have not called to violence. And I challenge anyone to find anything where they're calling to violence. And the reason you're doing this is because you're fragile and you're insecure and you're scared. And so Muslim people have to understand right now, we represent minorities in the Western world. We need to have a multi-pronged, multifaceted response to individuals, governments, wherever it may be, that are trying to stop us from existing. They are trying to render us into impossible subjects. They are trying to besmirch our reputation and remove our status in these countries. This cannot be the case, and this will not be allowed to be the case, and we will fight this tooth and nail in every legal manner and every legal means possible, available to us by any legal means possible. And yes, I do have to caveat that one. because of the time that we're living in. And I will say that now, I try myself, me and my compatriots and my friends, and my companions, to travel to some other Western countries. And now we are finding, for example, I was meant to go to Canada, and usually I just do the ETA, and I had actually a valid ETA, which is, an ETA is the electronic travel authorization document. I had a valid one till 2028. Then they sent me an email all of a sudden, and they said, you have to produce all this new information. Okay. This is the information you have to produce, and this and that and the other. You've never done this with me before, but I know why you're doing it, because the news media has had some hit pieces on me, taking my statements out of context, just like GB News has done so in a defamatory manner, which shows, by the way, that you're weak and you can't handle our arguments because you have to misrepresent our positions. You're weak and you cannot handle our arguments. That's why you have to misrepresent our positions. If you are strong enough, you would steel man every single one of our arguments and try and face those arguments rather than distort them and try and block us from speaking in the first place. This actually does demonstrate cowardice. But the message to take home now for the Muslim community is that things will get worse, unfortunately, for us. And we have to now prepare all sorts of consequences. We have to prepare all sorts of consequences of a legal manner that we can use against these people that want to take our rights away. And we have to form a civil rights movement. It's actually at that stage. We have reached a stage where we require a Muslim civil rights movement in America, in Canada, in the United Kingdom, in Western Europe, everywhere. The far right is on ascendancy, and they're afraid of us. Not only that, they want to remove us, they want to expunge us, they want to completely rid their societies of us because they're afraid of us. And we have to respond, whether that is legally, institutionally, or through media. With that, I will conclude. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Your brothers and sisters in Islam Net from Norway are establishing a masjid, a dawah center. This center, this masjid, this educational institution will act like a beacon of light, calling the Muslims in Norway back to the essence of Islam. So give generously and Allah Azza wa Jal will give you even